Hi, and welcome back to Rowdy Sports. This is Peach. Match day 14 of the World Cup, and we have 6 matches to get through, so we'll get through this quick as possible, starting with Qatar, Bosnia. Maybe Edin Dzeko that you bet on in this game. I don't really think this game's going to have anything. Hafif has been pretty influential in the games for Qatar. You know, this is one of those games that may go 1-1, 2-1 because you're playing with some of the lower ended teams, so they're going to have a lot more chance at, and a lot more ball possession. So Edin Dzeko and Hafif are decent bets in this for sure. Do I think that this will be a high scoring game? Probably not. Does this game matter at all? Yeah, I think if Bosnia win, they can secure third place, but if they lose, they can still secure third place. I don't know how this one works. I think they're both on the same amount of points. Oh, it's on goal differential because they are on the same amount of points. Yeah, Sweden and Canada have the same amount of points as well, so that matters. Okay, so if either of these teams win, they can match one of the two, Canada and Sweden's points in the tournament. So the Sweden-Canada game really matters, unless they draw, in which case neither of Bosnia and Qatar could catch up. So let's get into Canada versus Sweden. Yeah, so Embolo was looking pretty hot, but Vargas and Granit Xhaka and maybe Rodriguez are the players that I'm looking at the most for Switzerland. And I'll tell you why for Vargas and Xhaka. I think they're going to be taking spot kicks. I think they're going to get a lot of possession in the middle of the field. I don't think Canada is a really midfield team. They're kind of on the wings. It's very different offenses playing against each other and defenses playing against each other, you know, so they're going to clash a lot. I think there are goals in this game. I think 2-2 is a reasonable score, and if it draws, it's good for both Switzerland and Canada. Jonathan David and Larin, obviously. I mean, Jonathan David, outstanding last game. I mean, 6 goals in total for the Canadians. Larin is outrageous. Buchanan just can't find the finishing product. I don't think that Alphonso Davies plays. I think they don't worry about it. You know what I mean? For this game, I think they save him for the knockouts if he's back. But yeah, ultimately, I think this game's going to end in a draw. But I think it'll be like a higher scoring draw, like a 2-2. In Bosnia, Qatar, I think Bosnia is going to. Yeah, I think Bosnia is going to beat Qatar. I think if Edin Dzeko starts especially, he'll probably get a goal. Morocco versus Haiti. I think Scotland can qualify for third place in this tournament. So Scotland. Let's see, Scotland is on 3. Oh, okay. I think they qualify no matter what. I don't think Haiti can do anything here because Morocco is going to beat the piss out of them. And their game matters. They're tied on points, and they probably want to be top of their group with Brazil. So they're going to need to score goals. They're going to need the goal differential here. Obviously, you're looking at Brahim Diaz, looking at Hakimi, and you're looking at Sabarini. Sabarini had their goal in the last game, and he looked pretty convincing. Haiti, on the other hand, hasn't looked very convincing. I mean, Bellegarde has been good fantasy points for a buy down almost every single time he had like 14 or somewhere between 14 and 7, you know. It's not like good fantasy output, but if you have to really buy down, you might want to look at Jean Rickner Bellegarde, you know what I mean? And I think he's good enough for a buy down, especially against Morocco. I do think that Morocco are going to have a majority of the ball here, and I think they're going to probably be the more dominant of the two teams. But yeah, that's my buy down probably of the day out of all these games. Maybe we'll find another. Brazil versus Scotland. I think there's going to be a hard fight for Brazil. I don't think it's going to be a straight. Prediction: Morocco, Haiti. 3-0. Scotland, Brazil. 2-0. Scotland, Brazil. Yeah. So let's talk about Super John McGinn. I think he's probably their best player in Scotland right now. Maybe Gannon Doak if he starts. I don't think Shea Adams is going to start up top by himself, but it's entirely plausible. Scotland could play 5 in the midfield to try to just neutralize everything that's coming through the midfield from Brazil, which wouldn't be like a horrible idea, but Cunha is going to get on it. I hope that Gabby Martinelli starts for Brazil. If Martinelli starts for Brazil, I think it's probably going to be Ryan. People are predicting Ryan is going to start, or Rayon. That's not it. Yeah, well, they're predicting that he's going to start. Lucas Paqueta had a pretty good game in his last showing. I still don't trust him. I think your better bet in the midfield is definitely Bruno Guimaraes. Vinicius Jr., you just want to bet on him. I would. I mean, him and Cunha are going to start clicking, and I think it'll happen in this Scotland game. I think it'll be a 2-1. I think Scotland can get a goal here, but they're not gonna beat Brazil. I mean, yeah, they're probably not. So yeah, 2-1 is what I'm predicting for that. South Africa versus Korea. You know, I haven't been super impressed with how South Korea has been playing, or Korea Republic, however you want to say it. I hated their subs against Mexico. I thought they really kind of threw that game away. Everyone said that Mexico didn't deserve to win, but, you know, winners always win, and losers always lose. That's just how that works. And do I think they're going to beat South Africa? Yeah, but do I think it's going to be like an emphatic victory? Probably not. I think they maybe get 2 goals max in this game. Kang and Lee maybe. Huang and Huang and Huang in Huang. Human Son. Jae-Sung Lee. I don't know. I mean, maybe Jae-Sung Lee the most. Yeah, he'll probably have the most fantasy output against the South Africa team. He'll probably play a lot in the midfield, trying to just cause havoc. I just don't want to bet on anybody on the South Africa team. I do think they get a goal, but I think it's like, I'm going to say 2-0 South Korea. I just think their defense is incredibly good. They really neutralized Mexico for a majority of that game, and I think South Africa are going to have way more problems than... Yeah, I think they're going to have way more problems. Korea's going to own that ball tomorrow. Czechia versus Mexico. Man, Patrick Schick has been Patrick shitting up this tournament. I mean, he just can't fucking get it done. Soufal has been like the unsung hero of this entire Czechia squad, but like fucking... You want Patrick Schick to score because he's the fucking striker in the team, but he can't fucking score. Can't do it, and he's not going to do it against Mexico. Maybe he does now that I've said that, but like, I'm not fucking betting on it, that's for sure. Quinones has been looking fucking dangerous in this Mexico team. Just so dangerous every single game. He has an expensive price tag next to him though, so it's really about whom you want. It's like really, it's almost about every single player on this team has an expensive price tag. Maybe you get a better price with Jimenez than Quinones. I would take that. I think Jimenez has a goal in him, especially against Czechia. I think Czechia might play 5 at the back. It may be a really low-scoring game. I could see another 1-0, maybe 2-0. I like maybe would take a shot in the dark with like goal shots by Brian Gutierrez. I think that would be a really smart bet. Like if you got like a single shot or 2 shots, yeah, I'd give that a pull. I think that's more likely to happen than a lot of things. This game, I genuinely think maybe 1-0 win to Mexico, possibly even a draw with Czechia. I don't know why. I just think they're gassed after. Well, you know, they may not start a lot of people. Yeah, Mexico may not start a lot of their normal starters tomorrow. I'd look out for that. I'd be wary of that game. I wouldn't pre-place bets until I'd see that lineup. You know, they're guaranteed in the group. They don't need to play like outright. This game's in Mexico City, so maybe they want to show out. Ultimately, I don't think they play a lot of their starters. Quinones might not even start. Jimenez might not even start. Gutierrez. Romo probably will start after the game he had last week. They probably want to get his feet underneath him. Yeah, I still say Mexico win, maybe 1-1. So, how are we looking tomorrow? I think 6 games. I think it's a fun format. You get to watch 2 games at the same time, you know. You know what I mean? I'm going to go out drinking tomorrow to watch the Mexico game. It's going to be pretty fun. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe. And